Hi everyone, this is Matthew J. Peters. I am the CEO of Ascend Media, and tonight we're going to be talking about how your ideal clients can find you everywhere. Now, if you are wanting to be a thought leader, you have to understand that people expect thought leaders to be found everywhere. It's that omnipresence. You have to have a presence and a beautiful website, right? Everybody has to have a beautiful website to show that you're professional. You have to have a presence on top social media platforms, and you have to be relevant. You have to be consistent. You have to be up to date. People don't want to see a post from a month ago. They want to see something from yesterday or today, right? So there's a lot of expectations on a thought leader. YouTube channel. You have to have a beautiful YouTube channel that's built out. Podcast. You're supposed to have a podcast, right? Everybody who's anybody has a podcast. You need to be in bookstores. You have to have a book. You don't have a book, you're not an expert. Having a newsletter, something that people can keep up to date on what your events are that are coming up, where they can see you in public, what types of promotions you have going on, your thoughts, your latest videos. And then a magazine. You know, being in a magazine, being on the cover of a magazine is a ultimate status, right? You've made it. That's like having an award, is being on the cover of a magazine. But here's where most people are. Most people I talk to, most brands I see out there, is they neglect their marketing. I'm an expert and I'm busy doing my thing, serving my people. And that's right, I'm supposed to post something today. What do I post? Oh, I got an idea. And then they just riff, right? And when we create a bunch of riffs, it doesn't make a beautiful symphony. It's just a lot of little one-offs, right? There's no rhyme or reason. It's kind of like, oh, I'm with my family here, and today I'm going to give you this deep thought, and it's all over the place. So people do get a sense of your personality, but there's ephemeral quality to the media you're making. So it's like it's for today only, and then the value just disappears, right? We're just shooting it off our phone as we're walking, and it's not something that we put a lot of time and effort into. And when tough times hit, it gets tougher because what's the number one thing people think they're supposed to stop first is if I'm running into tough times in my business, people tend to pull their marketing dollars first. That's like being on a plane and there's some turbulence and there's an issue with the oxygen. You grab the oxygen mask and you cut it. I don't need that. And what happens is when you stop your marketing, you literally are cutting off the oxygen to your business and it cannot grow. It will actually die. So most of us, what we have out there is a bunch of random media. And a couple days ago, I share with you how to go through your media and clean house and get rid of a lot of the off-the-cuff ideas that we just throw out there. It's kind of like throwing spaghetti at the wall and see what hits and what sticks. We really need to change that. I want you to think more about creating videos that capture your best work. So right now I'm doing a series of 30 videos. It was a challenge for myself because for the longest time I had not been in front of the camera. And I love teaching. And so I made this challenge for myself to do 30 videos. I'm doing 5 a week, putting them out. And I enjoy doing this. They're one take. There's no going back and editing and trying to beautify anything. I have to get better and better at what I do. But having a clear purpose, long-term vision, product alignment, focus on legacy and expertise. Tonight, I'm going to talk to you about the process we bring our clients through and that super high level we have as an expectancy of the quality of the videos, the quality of the communication, the quality of the message, and making sure everything we're doing is built to last. Because if it's not built to last and it's ephemeral, it's just like, hey, I was just doing something for today. And it's gone. It disappeared. It's like running Facebook ads. You could have a multi-million-dollar business on Facebook ads. You turn off those Facebook ads, you disappear from the face of the earth. What else do you have besides your one trick of doing Facebook ads or YouTube ads or something that's ephemeral? It's here today and gone tomorrow. You're building a legacy. You're building how would I say this? This is your symphony of your life's work. Are you just going to relegate it to someone to just do stuff on Fiverr? and just do random posts when you think about it and when you have a few minutes, and keep on sharing other people's ideas because they're funny memes or you think someone had a wise quote and you're never using your voice, you're always using somebody else's voice instead. So this is what we do with our clients. Before we even shoot the first videos, we want to make sure they have a very clear purpose, because when they come in, we want to know that they have passion, they're consistent, they have a series of years of getting people results consistently. That's so important to us because we're not going to make magic and wave a magic wand and manufacture some kind of celebrity or authority. What we do is we capture who the person truly is. But before we do that, we want to make sure everything is dialed in, because these videos are going to be out there for years. And so many people that work with us, they're proud of those videos that are out there as legacy media, still bringing them clients year after year. Having a long-term vision. When we create these videos, I want you to think 6 months, and 12 months, and 24 months, and even further into the future. Can you think of your business and what you want to be doing in that amount of time? Where will you be in that amount of time? And if you go back 3 or 4 days, I did talk about speaking from the future in your marketing. Right? It's the one where I was talking about cleaning house. When you are going to be creating these videos, I want you to be creating these videos from the future. Like, where am I going to be at, and how do I need to position myself today? So as these grow in popularity over time, which is different, YouTube is different than Facebook. Facebook is instant and then it drops. YouTube is the opposite. It goes up over time. So having that long-term vision, product alignment is what I'm doing today, what I want to be doing in the next 3 years or 4 years, right? Am I building towards that goal, or am I just doing something expedient just for the now? So making sure whatever you're going to be focusing on as your call to action is going to bring people into a mind space to be able to comprehend the value and the relevance of what you offer in their life right now. And that right now could be a year from now. So we need to think through that as well, making sure that your offering is going to be something you're going to want to do. And then focusing on your legacy expertise. We also give people on-camera training, and we rehearse. This is not something you just show up and say, all right, what do I say? Right? When I'm showing you as a template, you can do this. This is something we specialize in. This is what we do. This is our passion. So when people come to us for a day and a half, we start with a series of photos. We have a fashion photographer, and we make sure we get photos in the environments that make sense with their message. And then we also do white and black backgrounds, so we can pull them out of the background and we can use them for very many things. We also use multi-cinema cameras. We use motion with the cameras. We have tracking shots behind the scenes. BTS is not the Korean band, it's behind the scenes. And so there's movement, it's dynamic, and that's something we've really changed over the years, is having more dynamic aspect, more storytelling. So let's go through how you construct this omnipresence online, so people see you everywhere and they recognize you as the world authority because you're everywhere. If you're if they're looking on platforms and you don't have anything there, or what you have there is old and outdated and you haven't posted anything in a year, that's not going to help you at all. It's actually going to hinder your growth. So making sure you have really good quality still images. And then this video content, making sure you have your best video content and it's captured beautifully. Making sure this is a webcam, making sure you have decent light. This doesn't look too bad, right? This is like a probably $400 camera. It's a video camera. And I have a $200 some microphone. I have a decent setup. It's under $1,000. And I have plenty of lights. I got lights everywhere here. But when you have your video content, you can pause your video or pause yourself at the end of your video like this. It gives you enough time to take a still from it. But if I'm doing this and I'm going to try to take a still from it, it's going to be blurry. So you want to make sure, if you don't have someone that's going to take photos of you, that you can grab a still photo because you were still on camera. And then you also have your calls to action. So you're recording you're batching all of your video content. So what we do is we do 50 to 70 videos. It's all mapped out so people just answer questions in their expertise. We make it super easy for people to do 50 to 70 videos in a day. Then once they're warmed up, we go into their calls to action. It's not the first thing they do, and they're not saying the call to action, the early call to action and end call to action on every one of their videos. That's a lot to do. It's a lot to remember to make sure it's the same for all of them. So what we do is we record them over and over till we get one. I'm like, that's it. That's the one right there. We also pull reels, stories, and shorts off of your videos. We're going to make sure you have keyword phrases. We're going to want to make sure that you have sound bites that are going to be great to hear on stories and reels and shorts. Just makes sense. We do a mini documentary. Now think about it. You could do a day in the life of just have your kids follow you around with a video camera and have them cut it on their iPad. But this is a little bit more exciting than that. We tell the story. We really get people to feel who you are as a person, why you chose to do what you do, and the magic that you bring into the lives of your clients. Now, that was all the video part, right? And the visual with having the photo stills. Now let's talk about the audio that we recorded when we were recording the videos. Like right now, this is also an audio podcast. If you're listening to me on the podcast, it's an audio podcast. It's this microphone, and I'm speaking in a camera. So you have your audio for a podcast. And if you're recording over 50 videos in a day, that's 50 podcasts. And guess what? People love short podcasts. People love long podcasts. As long as people engage with you, they feel like there's value, they're going to keep coming back. I used to think it was you had to do an hour or you had to do 20 minutes. It's really you are dialing in your audience and you know what it is that they want. And you're delivering value every week so they know every time they see you have a new podcast episode, especially if they're 5 to 7 minutes. It's so easy to digest. You get your calls to action in there. It's a work of art. Now you take your audio and you transcribe it, making sure you have word for word transcription. From that transcription, now you massage that text into a blog post so it reads really well. You don't want to do word for word in a blog post. It's just really terrible. It does not read well. So you need to go through and clean it all up. Once we capture all those videos, we have all the content we need, the raw content for your magazine. So we do a digital magazine, but we also have Authority Empire magazine that is in print. So when people come to us, we print 100 magazines. These are excellent if you are at an event, if you're either speaking at an event or you are having your own event. Expect when you put this on everybody's seat that's in the audience, if you're speaking at an event, expect to make, half a dozen sales, which could be $50,000 or more, depending on what offers you have. So this sets you up as the authority, and it's not just all about you. There are other authorities in here. You are highlighted throughout. Like Anthea has, I think, 3 articles out of all these, and then we do a little interview in the back. It's not all her, right? This is a legitimate magazine. Your book. When we work with you, if you choose to do a book with us, we make sure that we capture all the content we need for your next book. What is your next book? It's setting people up for the next offer you have. I'm working with an author right now to make sure that everything we're doing in the book is in direct alignment with what the offers are that are going to be coming out of the book. So that book is going to be, we're going to be using your video content for it. But like I've said in previous videos, it's not video 1 is chapter 1, video 2 is chapter 2. We're much more sophisticated than that. And we work with a content editor that goes through all the content in the book and works it into a beautiful book that you're proud of. A lead funnel. So you have all this content out there. You need to send them somewhere. If you're just having pretty content out there, you're not going to benefit from people taking those next steps. Every piece of content that you put out there, every piece of content that we put out there, we want to make sure we have a dialed in call to action that is in alignment with what they just read, what they just watched, or what they just heard. So that brings people to a .com, and that .com will take them to your lead funnel. So right now mine is Ascend Media, ASYND, ascendmedia.com/call. That's where you can set up a call. If you want to get my free video series, it's ascendmedia.com/free. Make it super simple, easy to remember. So that lead funnel is going to get people so they opt in and get that free offer. Now you've added them to your email list. When instead of sending them directly to the thank you page, we give them a one-time offer of something where you're going to recoup any of your advertising expenses if you're running ads, or it's a one-time offer for that next little bump. Some people it's $14, some people it's $97. You have a video there explaining that one thing they just got from you, that free offer. Here's the next level. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you some templates. I'm going to give you a 4-part video series sending people your book so they're paying just the shipping charges. There's very simple things you can do. Keep it simple. This is 3 steps, and get them to book a call if they really want that next level. The other thing a lot of people forget about is following through with an email sequence. So they just opted in. Email 1 happens immediately. Then you have one the next day, skip a day. So you do just like 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. That's how we do it. And then you put them into your weekly newsletter. So you can see we have a weekly HTML email. That HTML basically means like when they open up your email, the email from you, it looks like a web page, and we put different elements in there. So there's consistency of value, but people also see the variety of different things showing up in there. And social posts. So if you look at all the social posts, putting 3 posts up every week, having 3 reels, 3 stories on all the different platforms, you're literally, and I just was tallying this up the other day, it's over 1,800 high quality dialed in posts that are done for you over the course of a year. 1,800, that's 36 different posts a week on all different types of platforms. Your podcast isn't just on iTunes, it's on 10 different platforms, going out reaching people where you don't have anything right now. You have the ability to reach people because we dial in each one of them with SEO specific for what that platform needs. Your YouTube channel, you have a professional YouTube channel. Your book, your magazine, your website, if we need to make some elements for your website and your landing page, everything has a unique look and feel and brand. Everything looks like it's a package. So if you look at all these thought leaders out there, that's what they've done, and we do that for you. Hire their experts and decrease the expenses of your trial and error. So when you hire us, this is what we do. This is what we specialize in. We want to make sure we are the best support for you in your message and getting your message out there clearly, so people who you want to attract, the top 10% of your market, not everybody. It's okay if some people fall off because you're talking at that higher level to the people you truly want to work with, that top 10%. When they see the value that you bring because of how we specially construct those videos, where you have an early call to action, your content, and an end call to action that's all in alignment and brings everybody to your funnel, this is where things start to really move for you. So we help coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs expand their reach and elevate their online and offline presence with minimal time and effort on their part. If you want to have a digital book that's available on Amazon, or if you want to print on demand, we do both. But think of that book that you've wanted to do. That book is the content of all your 50 to 70 videos. Spoiler alert, if you have a book, you can turn that into your videos, and we help you with that too. Because if you just did word for your videos, it's not going to sell. You need to be able to educate and entertain people at the same time. You want to have them leaving that little bit of desire to take that next step with you. Say, that was great. What's my next step, or what's next? What else do they have? So you have that little bit of that curiosity that we put in there as well. So if this is you, if you are ready to create legacy media with our assistance, you can reach out to us, book a call at ascendmedia.com/call, ASYND media.com/call. Ascend is authority syndication. You're the authority, we're the syndicators. All right. Thanks so much for being on again tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.